Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Blues Fans TV for another Premier League live match review as Chelsea have finally found their best front three and as Chelsea have finally scored more than 2 goals in a game when Thomas Tuchel has been in charge. And oh my days, what a lovely day, especially that first half. Oh my God, we were jizzing all over the shop. All of us, don't even pretend that you didn't. Don't even pretend that you didn't because I know you were. It was so good. It was so good. Obviously, the second half, could have been a bit better. We conceded a goal when we shouldn't have. And we should have scored a lot more than we did in the second half. But hey, a 4-1 win at the end of the day, back into the top 4. Obviously, somewhat dependent on what West Ham do against Leicester City tomorrow. But regardless, back into the top 4 right now. A brilliant win, a brilliant performance all round from pretty much everybody on the entire team. And honestly, I'm incredibly happy. I am incredibly happy. And by the way, King Kai, what a hero. Christian Pulisic found his Captain America shield again. Mason Mount keeps being inevitable. And Jovic was unbelievable today. Chilwell was unbelievable today, other than unbelievably selfish in 1 or 2 situations. Callum Hudson-Odoi, what a first half in particular. So happy. So happy, ladies and gentlemen. If you are as well, please be sure to smash the like button right now. We'd honestly massively appreciate that. If you could do that right now, smash the like button. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't already. That'd be massively appreciated. Help us reach 125,000 subscribers as soon as you can. So get subscribed if you haven't already. And you click the notification bell button so you don't miss any of our future streams. Use the super chat function if you want to support the channel. And of course, I have to shout out the sponsors of the day. Before that, also subscribe to my personal channel. The link is in the title. Literally just click my name at Laudvesculi. Click it. It takes you straight to my channel and you can subscribe there. Help me reach 10,000 subscribers. I'll be seeing you over there for a player ratings live stream later on as well. But yeah, please subscribe. That'd be massively appreciated. And of course, we have to shout out our sponsors of today, of course, the OneFootball app, as you can see on screen. And, if you don't know OneFootball, what are you doing? Because they're absolutely sick. Like the name suggests, it's a OneFootball app where you get all the latest football news from pretty much every team all around the world. And that's transfer news, as well as, of course, live score updates. And you would have had quite a few during that game today. Get all the news straight to your phone, including all the transfer rumors, especially with a code indicator light that shows the likelihood of a certain transfer happening. You can pick multiple favorite teams and leagues all around the world and get all the live score updates and, of course, all the other news right there, all in one app. And it's honestly just brilliant. I can only recommend downloading it. Do so with the link down in the description below. It's the first link in the description, so definitely download it. We really appreciate them sponsoring us. And like I said, it's just a really good app that honestly everyone should have on their phone. So go down below and download the OneFootball app with our link right now. But with all of that said, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game. I see all of you guys in the chat. Big ups all of you guys. Appreciate all of you tuning in again. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Blues Fans TV. Smash that like button right now. Come on, you can do that. But first and foremost, before we get into talking about anything else, how about we talk about the lineup? Because there was a couple of minor surprises in there today. Of course, still a 3-4-2-1 formation. Edouard Mendy in goal. But then a back three of Azpilicueta, Zouma, and Antonio Rudiger because Andreas Christensen was actually out injured, picked up an injury in training yesterday. It is said not to be particularly serious, so let's see whether he's back for Porto or not. But, that was the case anyway. Callum Hudson-Odoi started at right wing-back with Ben Chilwell keeping his place in the team at left wing-back. Jorginho and Mateo Kovacic keeping their places in the midfield double pivot. And then a front three of Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount as the 2 wide players, and then Kai Havertz as the false 9 or number 9, whatever you want to call it. And, hey, I've been shouting about this for months. I've been shouting that this is our best front three for months and months and months and months. Obviously, Christian Pulisic's injury have sort of hampered us trying that on a consistent basis. I totally understand and respect that. But aside from that, this is what we should have been playing all along. Did you see that first half? Did you see that first half? Our press was unbelievable. Our passing was unbelievable. Our touches were unbelievable. God, even the finishing was really good. It was honestly, it was incredible. And to be honest, Kai Havertz, of course, scored the first goal in the 8th minute. It literally came after Pulisic should have already scored, to be honest, from a cross by, can't really tell you who, might have been Mount, might have been Callum Hudson-Odoi. Regardless, we win the ball back straight away after. Callum Hudson-Odoi feeds Kai Havertz, who turns inside the Crystal Palace box, and then from a very tight angle with his stronger left foot, just curls it past Gary Cahill and Guaita in the Crystal Palace goal into the far bottom corner, makes it 1-0. And we were barely done celebrating. I wasn't even done finishing my tweet. I tell you that much. I wasn't even done typing my tweet out. Christian Pulisic turned up and made it 2-0 already. And who gave the assist to that? Mr. King Kai himself. Lovely piece of football. Kovacic, Kai Havertz, Ben Chilwell, great, beautiful. And then a cut back to Christian Pulisic. And what a finish. What a rocket of a left foot, weak foot finish into the roof of the net at the near post. Very similar to that goal he scored at Crystal Palace after restart last season, which is quite funny. It's kind of like a deja vu because obviously because of how the season went last year with, the season being interrupted and then having restart and us already playing after restart with our new kits, with, this season's kits, because obviously the sponsorship change from Yokohama to 3. We basically saw this before. Christian Pulisic scoring a weak foot, near post, unbelievable hard hit finish in exactly the same away kit away at Crystal Palace. So, it was a bit of a deja vu, but at the end of the day, I'm incredibly happy. I am incredibly happy with this result, with this performance, and everything's just bloody unbelievable with this. I'm telling you, I cannot complain in the slightest because that was then the 10th minute. We was already 2-0 up, and to be honest, we just kept going. We just kept going and we kept going and we kept going. And we should have had a couple of other chances where we could have scored already, including Kai Havertz. Honestly, Jorginho and Kovacic today were so good. Jorginho placed this over the top ball to Kai Havertz. And then Kai Havertz does a Paul Gascoigne and controls it with his left foot, knows that the defender is there. And with his first touch from a long over-the-top ball, chips it over the defender onto his right foot, and then actually pulls off a good finish. Not the cleanest of connections, fair enough. And Guaita actually pulls off a really good save, even though it was only creeping towards the far post. The placement of the shot was still very good. So Guaita did really well to save it, actually. And then one of the defenders, I can't remember who it was, just about managed to clear the ball before Christian Pulisic was there, to just tap the ball in over the line from the rebound. So, that was already nearly 3-0 at the time. But then in the 30th minute, Ben Chilwell on the counter-attack fouled by... I'm pretty sure it was Chiquiate. Pretty sure it was. Fouled by him. Mason Mount steps up to take the free kick from far wide on the left-hand side and pips that into the box onto Kurt Zouma's head, who just jumps in and blasts that ball over the line. He now has as many Premier League goals as Timo bloody Werner this season. And to be honest, Zouma could have had a goal or two before that already from multiple corners that were all delivered beautifully today, in particular by Mason Mount. And hey, that was then 3-0 after 30 minutes. And to be honest, I mean, Palace had one shot today. One shot. That was one shot on target, and that was a goal. Let me just check if that's remained the same for the entire game. Yes, they had one shot, and that was their goal, which is a bit disappointing in the sense that we conceded it. It wasn't necessary. But regardless, what I'm trying to get at that, in the first half, they didn't have a single shot. So, we could have certainly made it 4 after that as well. Certainly could have, but that was then halftime at 3-0. And that was probably our best half of the season. Obviously, the game against Leeds at Stamford Bridge under Frank Lampard was brilliant. The game away against Sheffield United was brilliant. But I think in terms of just a half, that was probably the best we played all season. The second half was less exciting and thrilling, although late on it got there again. But the start maybe was slightly less thrilling. But that first half was so good. Like, the defenders weren't even needed. Obviously, Zouma scored, but other than Zouma making one kind of small mistake shortly after he scored and us be having to clean up for him, our defenders weren't even needed. Like, we were so good. The wing backs, the defensive midfielders, and then that front three. I said it already. That is our best front three, and there's no two questions about it. That is Chelsea Football Club's best front three. I do apologize, guys. I hope I haven't missed any super chats. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, if you want to support the channel, do use the super chat function. We always massively appreciate that. While you don't have to use it, we'd appreciate it if you would use it. Subscribe to my personal channel. The link is in the title. Just click on my name at Lawrence Vescley, as it says down here. Click it, takes you straight to my channel. Help me reach 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And subscribe to Blues Fans TV. Help us reach 125,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Smash that like button and hit the notification bell button so you don't miss so you don't miss any of our future live streams and videos. And yeah, I mean, people are saying it's not really a compliment, mate, to say that was our best half this season. Fair enough, but you have to start somewhere, and it's still better than some of the dreadful games we've had. So you can still get better. You can still get better. And hey, at the end of the day, you cannot be much more happy with this. Going into the second half, we had a couple of moments earlier. Mason Mount, to be honest, could have had a goal or two today, had a couple of shots from distance. But then in the 63rd minute, just after, literally a minute after N'Golo Kante came on to replace Jorginho, as part of the double pivot, strongly suggesting that the double pivot against Porto on Tuesday will be N'Golo Kante and Jorginho, with Kovacic probably getting a rest on that day. But regardless, 4 players of ours, 4, it's a bit silly. Aspi, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount to some extent, but less so him, and N'Golo Kante or just watch Jeffrey Schlupp run. And none of them followed him. Kante was the first to react, but he was way too late. I'm not sure whether it was a problem of communication between him and Callum, because it's obviously Callum's position to track him, but Kante's right there and better at it, so maybe Kante should have tracked him sooner. So I don't know who to necessarily blame for it, but all three of them should have done better. Let Jeffrey Schlupp go. He crossed it in, and then Benteke did well to drop off from Zouma, and Rudiger, was in an aerial duel with Ben Chilwell. And obviously, we cannot expect Ben Chilwell to win an aerial duel against Christian Benteke. He's an absolute monster in the air, and he puts that in. Annoying that we didn't keep a clean sheet, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And, especially because we managed to get a fourth goal after that, even though we should have got it much sooner. Kai Havertz had chances. Kai Havertz should have had 4 goals today. Which is a shame, but it does not at all take away from a brilliant performance on his end. Honestly, and a remarkable performance from him. I'm very, very pleased. I'm very, very proud of him, to be honest. And hey, Kai Havertz is some special player. Kai Havertz is a very, very, very special player. What a player he is, honestly, telling you. But regardless, let me just get the minute right. In the 78th minute, after making a second substitution of Reece James coming on for Callum Hudson-Odoi in the 76th, just 2 minutes later, Reece James whips in a lovely ball. And even though it took a slight deflection, Christian Pulisic, as ever, our only player that actually turns up at the far post. Timo Werner doesn't. Callum Hudson-Odoi doesn't do it enough. Mason Mount doesn't do it enough when he plays over there. Alonso is too slow to get there. But Chilwell did it on the Lampard, but hasn't done it now. But obviously we're playing the back five, so it's a bit different. Anyways, Pulisic turned up at the far post, just tapped it in from close range at the far post, making it 4-1 again. We should have scored fourth before that. We should have scored a fifth a couple of times after that. We could have easily had 5, 6, 7 goals today. It was very comfortable, let's be honest. And, Zaha had a nightmare. He was pocketed by Aspie. He was pocketed by Callum. He was pocketed by Mason. We toyed with him. In all honesty, we toyed with him, and it wasn't even difficult. Of course, Crystal Palace made a bit of a formation change at half-time, switching to a more straight back five, and made it a bit more difficult early, and it pressed us quite hard at the start of the second half, and obviously eventually got their goal too. But we kept control. We kept calm. Eventually, just, played them out of the park, really. And like I said, should have scored multiple more goals than we actually ended up doing. So that is a little bit disappointing. You can certainly look at that and say, we should have scored more. But hey, let's just be positive. Let's be positive, remain positive, and take the good things, right? Pulisic, 2 goals. Kai Havertz, a goal and an assist. Callum Hudson-Odoi with an assist. Reece James coming on, getting an assist, even though he might not officially count because he took a deflection, right? And the first time we scored more than 2 goals ever since Thomas Tuchel took charge of Chelsea. So, it bettered our goal difference. That got better. We now have the same goal difference as Tottenham. Let me just check if that's actually correct. Yeah, we do. Of course, they still have a game to play, and so do Leicester tomorrow. But we have the same goal difference as them too. A better goal difference than Liverpool now as well. It could come down to that. Goal difference could be a somewhat decisive factor in getting top 4 by the end of the season. So, raking up those goals is very, very good. Of course, it would have been better had we kept a clean sheet. But I keep saying this. Look at what happens when we don't have Timo Werner in the team. And I don't want to sit here and just slate him. I really don't, guys. But this is what I've been saying all for the last 4 months. Just take him out because he just occupies a position and doesn't do anything. He doesn't do the finishing part, and he isn't anywhere near good enough in the creative part to actually be worth being in the team. Look at those front 3 today. Pulisic, Havertz, Mason Mount, the link-up play, the fluidity, the chance creation was unbelievable. I know Kai Havertz should have scored more. Fair enough. But hey, the guy's only starting to get going. Give the kid some time. He'll score hat-tricks left, right, and centre. I'm telling you. If we create chances like that consistently, he's going to score hat-trick after hat-trick after hat-trick. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this for a fact. And the fluidity was so beautiful today. There was so much pace, the creativity, the link up, the connection between the guys and everyone, the communication. It was just perfect. Ben Chilwell, I kept saying this for months as well. He is the best left-sided defensive player we have. Don't even get me started on Marcus Alonso. Sure, first 2 games Marcus was better than Ben at left wing back. But why is that? Marcus Alonso's played about 150 games at left wing back. Ben Chilwell literally played his first ever game there when Tuchel first put him there. How can you expect him to be equally as good? And don't tell me it's only Crystal Palace. Bro, we lost 5-2 to West Brom last week. 5-2. And today we turned that around and battered them 4-1. Obviously not the same team. It is by far our best front three, and I've been saying this. I don't care who we play against. This will be our best front three. Of course, in the second leg against Porto on Tuesday, because we have the 2-0 in our hat as an advantage, I can accept maybe if you start Werner up top as a proper striker just to hit on the break and stuff. I can understand. I can get on board with that. But in terms of a normal game, this is our best front three, and there's no debate about it. Ben Chilwell is by far our best left-sided defensive player. Doesn't matter whether it's a left back or left wing back position. By far the best. And Callum Hudson-Odoi had a good performance. Struggled a bit in the second half, but had a good performance. Was involved in the attacking play, and then Reece James came on, solidified us defensively, and got an assist. Brilliant. And Jovetic, people give so much hate after the West Brom game. Jorginho can never start again. I cry louder. Play some smallest violin for you. Why don't you? Why don't you go do that? Play the smallest violin. Go on then. Get in the bin and play it over there. Unbelievable performance. I mean, Kovacic had a few too many mistakes in terms of such silly moments where he just lost concentration for a moment, right? But other than that, them two were so incredible today. Both of them, unbelievable over-the-top passes. Both of them, unbelievable passing. The amount of control, the pressing from both of them was so great, was so perfect. It's unbelievable. Honestly, they were brilliant today. And I'm not going to say, Jorginho came off and a minute later we conceded. What a surprise. Nah, it's not that simple, right? We might have conceded the exact same goal if Jorginho was on the pitch still and it wasn't Kante. You can never say that. But what we do know for sure is that we were unbelievable while Jorginho and Kovacic played together today. Yes, every now and again they might have a bad game. Sure. And West Brom was a shocker for everybody on that pitch pretty much, right? Everybody. But that doesn't mean they're now dreadful and should never play again. That's not how it works. They were absolutely amazing today. And a lot of credit has to go to both of them. A lot of credit has to go to both of them. A bit of a shame that Tammy Abraham didn't manage to come on again. As Hakim Ziyech came on to replace Kovacic and Mason Mount dropped into the midfield three. But the one thing I will say about this, Tammy Abraham makes this Premier League squad again for the first time in ages, and we have our most comfortable win in ages. So, and hey, you can say that Ziyech clown. I don't know what you're talking about because, to be honest, Ziyech had a wonderful pass for Kai Havertz from which Kai Havertz should have made it 5-1, but he, got it on target, but the goalkeeper made it fairly comfortable save. Fairly comfortable save. But ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you again. Please subscribe to Blues Fans TV. That'd be absolutely massively appreciated. Hit the like button underneath because that's how YouTube works. YouTube likes. So basically, if you click the like button and there's more and more likes, YouTube is like, oh, a lot of people seem to like this. So maybe we should show it to more people because the people that have watched it really enjoyed it. So then we show it to more people and then more people get involved and they can enjoy the content too. That's how content creators grow on YouTube. So please go down below, smash the like button. It doesn't cost you any money. It barely costs you any time and it really helps us out a lot. So please do that. Subscribe to my personal channel. The link is straight in the title. Just click the at Lawrence Vescoli, my name. Takes you straight to my channel. Help me reach 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And I'll see you over there for a player ratings live stream very soon after this one as well. So I'd massively appreciate that. And of course, check out the OneFootball app. Use the super chat function if you fancy it. Ask me best performance and I'll talk by far. I'm not even sure about that one, to be honest. They were all just brilliant. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll be going for about 10 more minutes. So put what you guys thought about the game, or rather a couple of things that you want me to discuss about the game in the chat. Do you want me to discuss any individual players, any individual moments, anything in particular? Put it in the chat. And I'll discuss it for the last 10 minutes because that's what we do. I try to be interactive, get you guys involved. Let's not make it boring and just me sit here. Are you going on your channel? Of course I am, James. Of course I am. In a minute. Well, I'll see you there in about half an hour from here. Odoi versus Reece James. Well, that totally depends on the opponent. Hudson-Odoi against Reece James. For me, Reece James is certainly slightly better. And against Porto, I would certainly prefer having Reece James there than I would having Callum Hudson-Odoi there. But against certain opponents, Callum Hudson-Odoi is a very, very useful player to have and use a right wing back. As I'm saying, I'm just glad Zouma had a good game. He was so shaky lately. Was he? The last game he started... Well, he started against West Brom, fair enough. But the game before that he started, I'm pretty sure was Atletico at home. And he was unbelievable. So not quite sure... So I'm not quite sure whether I necessarily agree with that. Chelsea versus Real Madrid scoreline. I mean, let's not get too much ahead of ourselves, guys. Let's not get too much ahead of ourselves. We have to still beat Porto in that second leg. And I mean, Real Madrid still have to beat Liverpool in that second leg. But I reckon we can beat them. And we have the first donation of today with Jack's Fit. Appreciate it. Saying, start a petition for designer Chelsea kids like PSG. Hey, maybe we should start that petition because what Nike's coming up is not good. it ain't it. It absolutely ain't it. Love the bits, by the way. Thoughts on England? England? You mean the national team or the country? Well, I don't think you're winning the Euros, but hey, let's see what happens. Like his peak is the highest right now. I don't know who you're talking about, movie record, but I do appreciate it. Should Werner start against Porto? Now that is an interesting question. You can discuss, because for me, and I said this on my stream, on my channel yesterday. Again, subscribe as well as to Blues Fans TV, of course. I would personally start Timo Werner up front as a proper counter-attacking striker, and then have Mason Mount and Hakim Ziyech behind him to get the work rate in there. You know, leave Pulisic out. He played the full 90 today. Don't play him again against Porto. Don't start him at least. Havertz obviously started a few games in a row now as well. Leave him out for this one. So that's what I would personally do, even though obviously on the average game, I never really want Timo Werner to start. It's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. And James said, yeah, Zouma has now scored more goals than Martial this season. Yes, he has. And he's also scored equally as many goals as Timo Werner has in the Premier League. But regardless, you know, that's that. Aspie has, that will work as hard when Odoi plays. No, doesn't quite work that way in my opinion, but hey, fair. Do you like Havertz in a more forward position, or would you prefer Werner in there instead? No, absolutely. I love Kai Havertz there. I much prefer Kai Havertz there to having Timo Werner there, honestly. It's not even a debate to be had, in all honesty. It's not even a debate to be had. I was talking about Pulisic with might be his higher than anyone expect, maybe Mount. Again, I'm still not totally understanding your movie record. I do apologize. Now Pulisic is firing. Let him start. No. Let's not risk another injury to that poor hamstring of the poor guy. No. He does not start. He starts at City, against City in the FA Cup semi-final on Saturday, not against Porto. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We could have guessed the answer was to bench Werner. Well, I mean, I told you that for the last 4 months. But, you know, you're probably joking, and you knew that as well. Must be a total coincidence that Werner finds the bench and we find goals. Yeah, must be. How about should have gotten... Mark G, you're trying to piss me off. Stop spamming. You think Havertz tries to place the ball too much, he doesn't smash it like Pulisic? Well, on one of the chances he did smack it, he just smacked it a bit too early. Hey, let's not be too harsh on Kai Havertz today. It will happen. It will happen for him, trust me. And he was brilliant today. Ziyech and Kante, best players by far. Neither of them started today, so I don't know what you're waffling about. Kind of feel bad for Timo. Would have liked to see him score. I mean, I don't feel bad for him. Of course, I would like to see him score, but wouldn't have happened anyway. Who would you like to start up front against Porto? Abraham, Werner, Havertz again? Werner, like I said, just for the pace. Or Tammy. But I would give Havertz a rest, personally. Drop a like Melinda said, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button right now. We're going for another 5 minutes or so. So if you have a couple of other things that you want to put in the chat, put it in the chat right now so we can discuss it. If you want to, use the super chat function as well. Your man of the match, asked by Joe Mason. It's a difficult one, really. In terms of influence on the game, I think it should be Kai Havertz, regardless of him missing 3 big chances. I think he was so good and so influential on the entire game, while Pulisic scored 2 goals and had good moments, but was less influential overall, I reckon. Not by much. Pulisic was also great. But, you know, so I would probably pick Kai Havertz for me. Do you think we need a new keeper? No, personally, I do not. And we have a $3 donation by Movie Record, and he didn't even add a comment to it. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hey, come on. Lawrence Werner agenda is over. I won. Yes. Come on. I got the dub. Now, see, you have to understand, as much as I, you know, to some extent joke about the agenda, and it's kind of like my thing now, so I discuss it and joke about it and stuff. If he play well, I wouldn't say a bad word about it, obviously. But it's just my opinion that when he plays, we're worse off than when he doesn't. It's as simple as that. Can Chelsea beat Real Madrid? Of course we can. Of course we can. Can Chelsea... You asked the same question again. Hello, you're from Azerbaijan. Big up yourself, Pop Art. I love these live sessions. Better analysis and lowdown on the game than most broadcasters. Keep it up, mate. Appreciate that, Luke. Appreciate that a lot. I think we can beat Real Madrid. Everyone is man of the match. Yeah, fair play to Matisse. Big up him, by the way. What do you think about Harry Kane coming to Chelsea? I think that's never going to happen. But hey, if it was to happen, I certainly wouldn't be complaining. Do you think Tammy Abraham will be leaving us next season? Sadly, I do. We just need Kante healthy to beat Madrid. Will certainly help. Pop Tada already reacted to you saying you're from Azerbaijan. Fair enough. Do you think we need a new centre-back? If so, who leaves? I don't feel Zouma leaving, and really guys changed my mind on him. But it all depends, really. It all depends on, do we want to keep playing a three at the back or not? Because if we want to keep playing a three at the back, we can buy a centre-back without necessarily one having to leave, since Tomori left and will probably be sold to AC Milan in the summer. If we change to a four at the back formation, then one might have to leave if we're going to sign one. But to be honest, there's not really a one standout centre-back where I'm like, that's available. I'm like, I want you. Of course I would. Sergio Ramos. Yeah, sure. Would I love Marquinhos? Yeah, of course. But of the centre-backs that are actually somewhat available, do I really think any of them improve us so drastically? I'm not sure. I'm really not 100% sure. I think Alaba will fit well, yeah, but his wages are too high, and he's, well, at least reportedly, according to reliable sources, has completely turned down any chances to come to Chelsea and has even fixated himself on moving to Spain. Hasn't quite decided between Real Madrid and Barcelona yet, apparently, but regardless, Jorginho will always get hate. He will. He probably will. Great for Pulisic. He deserves it 100%. Ishak, you're talking crap, man. Don't know what Ishak said, to be honest, but fair enough. What is your thoughts on Hudson-Odoi today? I thought he had a very good first half. Very good. I was very happy with him. Even in the second half, he had some good crosses, which the rest of the team should have done a little bit more with. One or two moments where he maybe was a tiny edge selfish, where he maybe shouldn't have been. Actually, that was at the end of the first half, actually. And then, obviously, he was part of letting Schlupp go for the goal that we conceded, and it was good to bring Reece James on for him towards the end, just improve the defensive stability. Sign Laporte, hey, support is a shout, to be honest, but again, it's one of those that just is constantly injured. Covered with another great performance, do you think he should start against Porto? I'm not sure whether I think he should, but I'm pretty sure he will not, because Jorginho was the one taken off after an hour to be rested more. Kante came on, so I'm pretty sure it will be those two. Just because we're going to be going into the game with that 2-0 advantage ahead of the game. Thoughts on Mount were absolutely incredible. Of course, Jovic was strong today, unbelievable. Is Havertz better than Werner as a... Well, what a question is that? Of course he is. But even Team of Werner will tell you that much. That's for sure. He's Ham. Why are you trolling? Bet you support Arsenal. Don't know what you're talking about. Rudiger played some nice long balls. Loved his performance today. Yeah, Rudiger was good. Certainly was. But ladies and gentlemen, one last thing I will tell you. Chelsea are into the top four. Chelsea are hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, going to qualify to the Champions League semi-bloody finals on Tuesday against Porto. Of course, we'll have all the content for you surrounding that. Watch-alongs, live reviews, player ratings, phone-ins, everything. So definitely tune in again on Tuesday. And until then, and to not miss any of those things, please be sure to subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already. That'd be massively appreciated. Smash the like button, turn it from a boring grey to a lovely blue, because blue is the colour as the flag is back there. Hit the notification bell button so you don't miss any of our future streams and videos. Subscribe to my personal channel. That'd be massively appreciated. The link is in the title. Just click my name, subscribe to it, click it, and then help me get reach 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate that a lot, bro. And yeah, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. What a wonderful day it is. What a wonderful time to be alive. Tune into the player rating stream on this channel as well in a minute. I'll be doing my own, but there will also be one on this channel. And obviously, Lewis's phone in a little bit later as well. Definitely tune in to all of those things. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Up the Chelsea, upwards and onwards. Come with the Chelsea. And I'll see you when I see you.